Pressure washing Wellington and see what you see.
I will in a minute. We're just about to go live on YouTube.
Pressure washing Wellington and see what you see.
I will in a minute. Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to our live. We're going to bring people in to the Zoom room. If you're not a member, let me just pause that a minute. Good evening, YouTube. I'm getting a loop back. We're bringing people in, and we'll tell you what we're going to be talking about tonight in a moment or two. We'll just make sure Roger's in as well. And I'm just going to spotlight you and me. Add to spotlight. Oh, where's it gone? There we go. Boom. So more people, I know more people probably come in. Plus, with the summer holidays at the moment, people are away for whatever reason. But tonight we're going to talk about how I managed to gain a extra customer, and this is a lead generation websites for this person. And also I've got a guy who runs a drain unclogging business, and how I ended up getting work from him. So let's start with the drain clearing guy. So while I was in hospital, lovely guy called Ian. I met him because he was very distraught, and I went up, gave him a hug to find that his mum was dying. And after while I was in hospital, his mum passed away, but we became friends. And since then, I said to him, well, "What do you do?" And he said, "Well, I clear drains." And we've got chatting, and currently he's paying £3,000 a year to his current company, who aren't doing a very good job. So I want to switch him to probably a per lead model, because I know those sort of leads I can charge 50 to 80 quid a lead. So he's in my local area now. The other one I went to a local business meeting group, which was online through, they held it on Zoom, and I introduced myself, said what I did, and the guy who was in this group reached out to me and went, "I'm after leads. Do you think you could build something for him?" Now, I've been honest with him. I've told him it can take 3 to 6 months to start getting any leads, because I've got to build the site. I've got to build location sites. So how are we going to do this? Well, the way I'm building this up is I'm starting in his local area, and going to build a main site with smaller sites around it on the major towns. And I'm just literally going to build the first site, get it all set up, clone it to the second one, third one, fourth one, and then each one's going to have the smaller towns and suburbs linked to it using our EZ SEO page builder. So I just build the page once and all the locations built onto it. So that's how I'm planning on doing it. And once we've hit, he wants national. I've told him to start with his own local area, and let's get him leads initially. Now, what he doesn't know is I am actually going to build other location sites up and down the UK for him. But initially, I wanted him to be in a position where he thinks he's only going to get Somerset, and then I'm going to build it out from there. And this all came about by me being on an online business group meeting. And they normally meet in person, but by chance I came across a post, joined the group. They said, "We can't do it in person, we're going to do it on Zoom." And I found out they only had 100, they could only have 100 people max on the Zoom room. So I offered my room, which could have 500, just to help them out. So I got in their good books. And also it meant I could be an admin. And so it was quite good, really. And I might have some other people interested in my services as well. Now, this is the good news part. If I start getting a lot more work coming my way, obviously myself and Robert can only manage so much. if I get more, I'm going to pass it on to you guys. So if it's something that you guys are interested in, send me a PM. And if I get some other people from this business group wanting the work, you can do it from any location. That's the best thing about this is you could be in the USA and setting up sites in the UK. So if I get some other people from this business group who are really serious, and they have to be serious, then we literally, the way we're going to build it, we build it like we've done Robert's site, use AI, Cadence AI to do the initial site, and then I use Abacus AI with Robert to build all the other pages. And content is king. Remember that. If you've got good quality content on your website, content is king. And also linking out to your citations. We preach this all the time, and myself and Robert practice this ourselves. Build a decent site, get it right. Don't submit it to search engines because Google will find it all by itself, like they did with Roberts. We haven't put it to the search console yet.
No, we did add it to the console, but we didn't finish it.
No, that's right. But we are working our way through these things,
right.
And so Robert's been building up links to the site, citations, so social media, directory sites, any site you can get your link on in that local area. And the reason we say local, if you go to Fiverr or somewhere like that and you buy backlinks for your site, right, you don't know quite what you're getting from the people on Fiverr. You could be getting big sites, small sites, whatever. I like to have maybe 15 to 20 max links pointing to my site locally. Why do I do that? Because Google will say, okay, let's have a look. Well, he's on Yellow Pages, for an example. That's a national site, but he's also on, let's say, Crewkerne, where I live. He's on the Crewkerne Town Council website. So he must be doing something good because he's listed as a business on there. And that'll be the example of a few local sites and a few national ones, and then social media. And a mix of all of those as your citations is the glue. So we build the site, we do the citations, we do social media, we link it all together, and we make sure that our site's pointing to the backlinks that we've got, and the backlinks are pointing to our site. And I do a page. I don't broadcast the page from the front end. I put it in the back of the site, and I say, these are places that you can go and find us. And the site's moving up. Robert, what was it your search you said to me to do, Robert? Pressure washing Wellington.
Check from your side, pressure washing Wellington. I checked on my side and it shows page 1.
So I had to do FL as well. It's pressure washing Wellington. Is it .com?
The URL for the website is pressurewashingwellington.com.
Right. Have a look up and down, see if I haven't seen it yet. If I find it, I'll share my screen. Because from the UK, I'm going to get a different search result to you, Robert. If I put my VPN on for Wellington,
I'll share what I'm looking at.
Yeah, share what you're looking at.
No, we don't say or guarantee anything, but the reality is I live in Wellington. I'm searching incognito. I'm searching for pressure washing Wellington. I'm not, we're not in the 3-pack and we're not a sponsored ad. But we are in the organic. So there's Marlin, there's Yelp, Dr. Ryan, Berg Pressure Cleaning, and then we're pressure washing Wellington. So in a matter of less than 2 months since we've bought the domain for this site, we are ranking on page 1. How do we do that? We do that with hard work. We do that by doing all the things that Google loves. And, that's what we have been doing and continue to do, the same things for the last 2 or 3 years to get these results. And at the end of the day, it still works the same way. But this website was built completely using AI. I mean, we haven't even finished. We have images to do. We have other things that have not had a lot of time. My son's been in the hospital, so it's been a hectic personal life for me at the moment. But Um, yeah, you follow. Roger says he sees it on page 2, and Roger's in the UK, so that would make sense. Are you there, Steve?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted because my boy very kindly decided to start playing on his VR in the garden, so I had to shut the door. And even that my might not pick it up, I can hear him. But yeah, I'm seeing it on page 2 as well. And the thing is like Robert said, life gets in the way. You know, at the start of May, I couldn't imagine my health changing. But the thing is even with my health and Robert's family and stuff like that, the cool thing about when you work for yourself is you can work part-time. So how else can you go and get local businesses? Well, there's a few options. Manual outreach. So you we've done this before on Google. You search for the niche you want to reach out to. This is a good example. I know Lane is in the room, and Lane has a directory site. All right. Well, the quick and easy way to get these businesses interested is to be continually reaching out to all those businesses that you've got on board. If you've got an email address, then that's an even better idea to do, where you can email out to these people and say, hey, hello, I've please go and check your listing. Now, all right, you're going to say I've got thousands of listings, it's going to take me hours. The way I do it, and this is what I do on Facebook a lot, I will reach out to 10 local businesses that have a listing, send them the listing and ask them to go and check it. All right. And make sure, and I cheat with my directory sites. I make like their email address slightly wrong by missing a letter or something, and I get them to go in and claim their listing. So go and claim your listing, make sure if it's correct, like the phone number slightly wrong or something. And that they physically have to go in, update it and sign up. Once they've signed up, you have permission to market to them. And that's the point when then you can bombard them with emails going, hey, how do you like a front page listing? How do you like this listing, that listing? And that's when you start making money, when you badger people. My email lists, when I do email out, I badger people. And I'll tell you why. Because I want them, if they don't want what I want them to unsubscribe. I don't want them on my email list. It costs me money to have them on my email list. And it's the same with like friends on Facebook. There are people I haven't spoken to in years. I unfriend them. If they want to be friends with me again, they can ask again, you know. And if every time I get someone going, hi Steve, you might be interested in this, I just block them. I don't, I don't mess around with it. If they're reaching out and asking me if I can generate them leads, then I will go back. And normally half of them that message me, they turn into someone trying to sell me something. And the moment they hit that, bye, gone, because you can't waste time in business. And locally for me, I'm very lucky. I've got some local businesses that I have on board who are paying me monthly maintenance. And if it wasn't for those people paying what they pay, when I went into hospital for 2 weeks at the start of May, I wouldn't have had an income. In a standard job in the UK, you get sick pay, and that can't cover your rent and stuff. It's very difficult, to pay bills. We are lucky in a way in the UK. There's a benefit system that you can claim stuff on, but I prefer not to have to claim what I don't need at the end of the day. And it's the same with Robert. That you get businesses on board, and the way I've won these two guys over is I've told them, normally I used to go pay this up front, pay that. Instead, I want to own the websites. Now, both of them said that they want to own the websites. And I said, we've got two ways of doing it. One, you can pay $5,000 up front and we'll build it all in your name. And then you can carry on paying monthly maintenance and us looking after it. That's option one. Option two, we set it all up, we own it. And if a time comes where you want to buy it off us, we'll see how many leads it's generating, and then we'll talk a price. Now, the truth of the matter is, if let's say I can generate, I don't know, let's be conservative, 5 leads a week, right? That's really low, all right? So we're looking at 20 leads, let's say 20 leads a month. And that I would times that by, let's just say, £100. That's £2,000, if my maths is right. And so, I would turn around and say, okay, let's just say it was £2,000 a month I was earning off of those leads, right? And we times that by 12. And then I say, well, how many years realistically would he stay a customer of mine? And I'll times that by, let's say, 5 years. That's the value I'd want up front. And then I say to myself, I've got 5 years out of him up front, done. Now, I would always insist on a monthly retainer if they want us to keep those sites at number one. I had a guy a few years ago, built a website for him, set it all up, and he paid £3,000 for it. And he said, I'm not paying you any monthly, so I'm happy with it. I said, that's fine. And it was about a year later, he came back to me and said, are you damaging my site? It's no longer number one. I said, I told you need maintenance for it. I said, you paid just for the site, and that's what you've got. If you want me to do all the SEO and everything else and faff around and what have you, then you got to pay a monthly. And originally, I was going to charge him £100 a month. All right. When he came back and said, okay, yeah, I'm interested, I quoted him 150. He went, well, when I first contacted you, it was £100. I've got twice as much work to do. You're lucky it's not 200 a month. And that's for a basic plan. So you have to be harsh. And one thing, when Steve Dimmock was alive, bless him, he had a customer who was a right pain in the ass, and I turned around and I said to him, just fire them, just get rid of them. Which is why, in a way, you want a good contract that, and Abacus AI ChatGPT could write you a good contract that basically removes all blame on your shoulders. So you say, we don't guarantee anything, we don't guarantee it, this, that, and the other, and most of all, we can end the contract whenever we want. It doesn't tie anyone into. I don't tie people into a monthly payment, but the unless they want to pay that. But the point is that if you've got a watertight contract to cover your backside, and we're very lucky in AI now with what we're doing. If you've got a watertight contract, so that way, then if they get funny, they want to sue you, you can hand it to a judge and go, well, look at this. Here we go, boom. And that's really important in whatever you do, is to make sure if someone's signing up, a contract, by the way, can be terms and conditions on your website. Who reads them? No one does. I can't be bothered to read terms and conditions. So that's what we're working on at the moment. I've got two new clients, and best of all, the drain one I'm outsourcing to a dev to basically. He's already got a site, but he's not happy with it. So I've said to the dev, can you create something like this, but not use the images that are on the site? Because he doesn't, even though they're his images, he thinks that there's something in his contract with the current company to say that they've managed to own them or something. And I've asked for new images from him, which he's got hundreds of. So he's going to get them over to me. I'll pass them to my dev. I'll pay. I'm hoping to persuade him to actually put like £500 down for the initial cost of a build, which we're negotiating at the moment. Just a small deposit down in advance. That way, then I can pay my dev to build the site for me, and I don't have to do it. I'll build himself if I have to, but nice, easy, basic site with maybe 5 or 6 pages, I'd rather outsource to my dev and save me the work. And then I come in and do the rank math and everything else. So we'll have to see how it goes. On just other quick news, I've started recording the lead generation information, and I've got the first part of setting up your Facebook page, and then I'm going to move on to the rest of it. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to build, because in between now and then I've got a few hospital appointments coming up myself, but I am going to get that together now. If you want to help, encourage other people to go to that post for us, share it, and and go and have a look. And but main thing, guys, those are on YouTube, we're going to be saying goodbye to you in a minute. If you go to school, and in school search for DFY Moneymakers, and you can join in there, it'll come up. um, DFY Moneymakers, and just request to join. You can come in and see what we're all about. There are paid courses within that you can join on a monthly and get access to. Anything else you want to finish on, Robert, before we sign off YouTube?
Listen, there's so many things to learn, and you feel like you're grasping at straws, literally, to try to get started in anything. But I always say, find somebody that you can know, like, and trust, that you can get answers to your questions and get the help you need to get started. That's why Steve and I got together, created the groups we did. We've moved through the processes of doing all the work for you to showing you now how to build sites, any niche, using AI. And, we're proving it right here with Pressure Washing Wellington that AI can be used and you can still rank using AI content. I mean, we're showing it right there on that build. In less than 2 months, brand new domain. Yes, we did put content on it. Yes, we did build the site properly. And the fruits of our labor are now showing.
It hasn't been very long, has it? That's the best thing. It's what, a couple of months, if that.
No, you're lucky to get a site indexed in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
we got it indexed and ranked in less than 8 weeks.
We built that site very, very quickly, and we're still doing adjustments and updates on it. And so, watch this space, and guys, do a search for Pressure Washing Wellington. If you're in the UK, you have to put FL on it for Florida. Otherwise, it will put Wellington UK in there, and it probably won't show up.
There's a lot of Wellingtons throughout the world.
Yeah. Right, YouTube guys. Let me just press the right button. Live stream. So we're gonna say goodnight to YouTube, and we're now just talk to people here on the Zoom call and do further updates. So we will see you on YouTube next Sunday. Now, not this Sunday coming, the Sunday after.